What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. In this one, I'm going to give you my next old school RuneScape free-to-play moneymaker. This one's called Flower Equals Profit. Let's get into this. Alright, so this is another really easy, basically no requirement moneymaker, and this is called Flower Equals Profit. Now, this is another one of those shop moneymakers where you get stuff from a shop and you sell it on the G for a much higher margin. So if you start in Falador, we're going to head down to Port Sarim, because in Port Sarim we can go ahead and go to Windin's food shop. I can't remember the actual name for the shop, but we'll call it the Windin food shop, why not? Now, in said food shop, there's a whole bunch of food items that you can buy. Now, the one we're going after is pots of flour. And to do a full invent of this, all you need is 280 GP, because there are 10 pots of flour, you've got 28 inventory spots. That equates to 280. So we're going to go down to Port Sarim, which is not a far run from Falador at all. I'm going to go ahead and go into the food shop. Now, I'm trying to remember exactly where that food shop is. It's this way, isn't it? No, it's Grant. It's further down. Because it's here. There we are. Now, with moneymakers like this, of course, it's always dependent on GE pricing at the time. But generally, as a rule, like, pots of flour usually go for about 100 GP plus at a time on the GE. So you just buy the pots of flour, and then we're literally going to world hop. It's that simple. Do that, world hop, and we'll keep buying it until we've filled our invent. Now, because of GE pricing, we should expect to make a decent amount of profit, even if these go for, I don't know, like 80 GP each. It's still like 70 GP profit, because the pots of flour are 10 GP each. So because of that, you can expect to make a decent amount of return. And considering that this is basically no requirements anyway, people are doing this as well. And I don't blame them too, because it's a really decent moneymaker. Like, considering, you know, it's stupid low requirements, you can basically do this from Tutorial Island. Well, I mean, you can to a point. You can't use the GE immediately. There is a restriction on using the Grand Exchange, but, you know, once you've got, to be fair, the Grand Exchange requirement's pretty simple. Like, I think it's like 7 quest points or something, isn't it? So do a few quests, and you can do a bunch of quests as soon as you start, so it's not even that bad, to be honest. We're literally going to sit here for a few minutes and just buy flour, because apparently flour is just great for money making. To be fair though, like, the one thing I love about this game is, don't get me wrong, the price of a bond is ridiculously terrible, but at the same time, it's more than attainable if you basically grind it. Like, you do have to grind it quite heavily, but at the same time, it's not as bad as you think it is. Don't get me wrong, still takes ages, even with the best moneymakers on free-to-play. You know, some of the best moneymakers on free-to-play, I mean, PKing is up there, because of course you can earn a lot of money doing PKing. I'm not a PKer, so I'm a skiller. So for me, like, my major moneymakers are U-Tree logs, because that's a decent moneymaker still. I think U-Tree logs are still about 200, 250 GP each, something like that. And it's super AFK as well. You've got stuff like Ogress Warriors. Ogress Warriors, I think, will always be a good moneymaker. Where has the soundtrack gone? The soundtrack is, like, completely vanished, but okay. Also, question of the day to date, what is your favorite kind of cake? We're getting, like, a cake ingredient, so what's your favorite kind of cake? My favorite kind of cake is carrot cake. Carrot cake is absolutely fantastic. Where is Windin? Oh, there. Don't hide from me. I need to buy flour. But as you can see, it doesn't take long to fill an inventory through world hops. It just doesn't. It takes like a minute or two. And then once you've filled up your invent, which we're about to, I think. Oh no, we've got 1 slot left. No, 2 slots left. Fair. Go to the next world. You literally just sit here and world hop a few times. Which, again, doesn't take long, so you don't really have that problem. And the closest bank is what? Falador? Which, to be fair, to get to Falador doesn't take very long. I've cut short again. I did that last video too. Alright, no. It did. It just dropped because of the coins at the time. There we go. Right, okay. So full inventory of... I was about to say, I thought I calculated that right. It's just 28 times 10. Oh, there are people here. And they are taking out chickens. Seagulls. To what end, I don't know. But for all I know, they could be bots. I don't know. Anyway, once you've got that, just quickly run back to Falador, or you can run straight from here to Varrock, depending on if you have teleports to there. I mentioned this last episode as well, actually, like, getting to 25 magic in order to being able to use Varrock teleport. It's not that hard a requirement at all, because it's just 25 magic. You could splash up to that on the Greater Demon in Lumbridge in, like, I don't know, an hour, maybe 2. From a fresh account. It doesn't take long. So, it's not bad at all. But there's a bank right here. So we'll go to the bank, and then we will go to the Grand Exchange, and we'll sell them. Because, of course, you know, there's no point me just pricing it up. Because if I price it up in the price checker, it's going to go for whatever the current value is on the GE, and it might not just be that. Like, people might be buying this at a lot less. But pots of flour are really good for people who don't want to end up... They want to level up their cooking, but don't want to go and get the ingredients themselves. That's the beautiful thing about the Grand Exchange, because for money makers like this, and I do need to block out my pen quick. As I was saying, for money makers like this, where people are basically going in and doing it to just make as much money as possible, or sorry, to do it as fast as possible even, then they'll buy it from the Grand Exchange anyway. So you don't even have to worry about these not selling, because stuff like this will always sell, because people are always buying it. Like, people are always buying stuff like pots of flour because they don't want to get it themselves. And that's the beautiful thing with the Grand Exchange. It's just so chill when it comes to that sort of thing. But we'll run on ahead and get to the Grand Exchange so you can see what kind of return you can sort of see with this method. But I do love little methods like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not the best moneymaker in the game, but again, it's something else that you can do, because there's a lot of merching ones on free-to-play. There's a ton of them. You literally just buy stuff and sell it. It's pretty self-explanatory, but they're going for 119 at the moment, so I put them in for, let's say, 105. That should make them sell. Yep. We actually got a lot more than that, too. So we sold them for 119 each. So we started off with, what, 280 GP, and we got up to 3k in a few minutes. It's a lot faster too if you're not going to the Grand Exchange. Like, if you're doing this in a lot of batches, you know, you can basically do it. And the restock time for each one in the world is 1 minute. So by the time you've cycled through the worlds and gone back, they'll all already have restocked way before then. But yeah, let me know what you think about this moneymaker in the comments down below. Don't forget, you can also support the channel further by becoming a channel member from as little as 99 pence per month here in the UK. And don't forget, I do live stream. When I go live here on YouTube and over on Twitch and on Kick all at the same time. So if you want to watch my streams on YouTube, don't forget to turn on notifications and subscribe. If you want to watch my streams on Kick and on Twitch, don't forget to follow me over there. Thank you for watching today's video. You can hit the button on the right to subscribe to the channel. You can hit the button on the left to watch the previous video. Don't forget to like and comment on this video to help boost it in the algorithm. And don't forget, you can also support me further by becoming a channel member. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one.